Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I decided to take a little bit of a break from making page kits for my retreat and do one of the pages, the pre-done pages that I had pulled, and get photos on there and just sanity check that I will have what I need for my retreat. So for some reason this page I'm missing 2 strings off 2 of the balloons. I don't know why. I looked in the package that this came in and I couldn't find it. So either I lost them, I used them, I don't know. So I've pulled a couple more strings. I have to be a little careful because this is a little bit more rustic, fuzzy twine. These balloons are 2 different colors, so I'm going to go ahead and use this, even though it's not the perfect color. And then I do have this string that's a little more similar to this in turquoise for that one. So I'm cool with that. I have trimmed all the pictures to be a little bit smaller. They started out 4x6, and I'm just kind of working on a potential layout. So I have 2 pictures of the table and the cake. I may not need both of them. This is the only picture I have of her dad in here and her sister, but I may sacrifice one of these. We'll see. But I have a picture of the cake, so I could do all, this is eating cake, this is all cake. I could do something like this. Maybe, I don't know. There, I like that better. I am going to mat all of these in white. Tuck that under that letter. Then I could put one across in here. I have these pictures of my daughter with a dog. And here's another picture eating cake, which is cute, which could go here. So this page could be all cake. And then I could just do these little fun puppy pictures. This is probably when my daughter's obsession with puppies started. And then just sort of tuck this one under the strings because it's all bright and beautiful and show what they did during the party. And these are both 3x5s. All right, I think that will work. Let me mat all these photos and I will come back, and I have pulled out my balloon punch, and we might make a few little extra balloon clusters to go here and maybe here. I think that might look cute to sort of then pull them, pull them with strings together. So I think that is my plan, but let me get these matted, stuck down, and then we'll figure out additional embellishments. All right, I've made some progress. I double matted all the photos. I have filtered another photo out. She wasn't looking at the camera. The dog's not looking at the camera. So I can live without this photo. So since I started this page, I filtered out 1, 2, 3 of the photos because they just wouldn't fit. And sometimes that's what you have to do when you are making a layout work with your pictures instead of vice versa. So I have used my brand new EK Tools balloon punch. I'm so glad I got to use that. It's the same shape as these balloons, maybe a little bit bigger. I'm going to do the inking and line work on these as I did here. It's the same color ink. I won't make you watch that, I don't think, because I will need to pull out my daubers and different inks, but let's figure it out because that's not the ink I had when I did this. So let me find my inks, and then I've cut some more string. So even if these strings do not match, there'll be plenty of that string on here. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do now that I have filtered out some of those photos is I'm going to do this with those strings coming down to this. I needed a journal box on here because the title is just birthday. So I knew I needed a journal box, and I'm going to do the same line work on this. And this line work is dot stitch, dot stitch. So I'm just going to go around. I thought I brought my glasses up with me. Maybe I didn't. Dot stitch, dot stitch, dot stitch, dot stitch, dot stitch. So that will take me a little while. I'm going to do the balloons, and this I probably will not do. I might actually do it on this white as well. Ink. Will I ink everything? I think I probably will. This particular company, she inks everything. So I'll even ink, I won't stitch, but I will ink the photo mats. Just to give them a little depth. And let me do those things, tie these strings, come back, and we'll add enamel dots. And I think this page will be done. It'll just take me a little while to do the stitch marks and the inking, and I'll let you know what ink colors I ended up using. All right, almost finished. So I have inked everything. I used carved pumpkin on the yellow, lumberjack plaid on the red items, and mermaid lagoon on the turquoise. And almost did a kind of, I think would say, a better job on these than I did on these, but that's okay. And now I'm going to pop these up, and let me just think about how I want to do that, which pop dots I want to use. I think I can use these. We'll use these up because I can cut some kind of big chunks of them to put behind the photos. Not the photos. So I'm going to do the red one flat, and then these two I'm going to pop up, mostly because it's on the photo. And I tied ribbons to all of them, so that's ready to go. All right, let's get this one stuck down. That'll also make it easier. I think that's what I want right there, and then we'll pop this one up too. Do y'all use the offcuts of your dimensional adhesive? Because it can get expensive. So I always use every bit I can. All right. I want them all at different heights. All right, there we go. Then I'm going to take these down. I've already trimmed them approximately, And I'm going to attach them here, but I'm going to tie a little string around them first. We're going to do the turquoise string since I have so much of everything else on here. I just tied this one in a bow. Just want that bow in the right place. All right, let's and just a drop of glue where this is going to sit. Let's make sure. Pull everything taut. You can also use glue dots here. But sometimes I find with glue dots that some of the adhesive, when you're using it on string, sort of sticks up. So that's pretty cute. I will journal. Let's add some enamel dots, and I think we're done. Now, I don't have any red enamel dots. I have looked, I'm out. I need to order some. Well, I have some red gems, but that's not right for this. I thought I ordered red enamel dots, but these are kind of shimmery ones, and I like them. So the question is, do I want to put any? I'm going to put some here. I may just do them here, here, and here. And I will definitely do a yellow. And this one's a little more of a teal. And I think I can use this one. That sort of evokes the reddish. And then I said I would do one thing I did change is some of these strings I put behind the photo so that it was a little too distracting with the lines. So the ones on the edges I kept there, and the others I tucked in. So this one I can do a large teal. I'm going to do these two and then figure out where I want my third one. And then a medium of this. And then a small of the yellow. Yeah, I definitely want one here. So I'm going to do a large of this. Medium yellow. I'm definitely going to bring these along with me on my retreat because I love them. Love, love, love glitter enamel dots. And the shimmery, clearish enamel dots. Just love them. All right. I think we're finished. All right. So I started with this pre-done page, laid out my photos, matted them, used the papers that came with it to mat them, added some extra balloons for a little more interest, and added a journal box. All right, let's take some close-ups. And even with the extra inking that I had to do, this page came together pretty fast. I love it. One thing that I think I'm going to change, I have some silver pen that I've done here. And I think I would prefer that to be in white. So I'm going to change that to white. I did also think about adding some glossy accents there, but I'm going to make that one change and make sure these balloons have it too. And this page is done and dusted. Thanks a lot, you guys.